Our society, our plural society. We live in a plural society. That means that our society is made up of many different groups. There are different political parties, different languages and cultures, different religions and beliefs. The official language of Spain is Spanish, but Spain also has a number of co-official languages. These are part of Spain's cultural heritage. In the past, Spain's political system was bipartisan, but now it's more pluralistic. Spain has many traditions and cultures. The history of the country has contributed to a culturally rich society. Population. The population of a country is calculated using census data. A census is a survey of every person living in the country. It tells us how many people have been born, have died, and have moved to or away from the country. Population is constantly changing. Many factors affect it, such as birth rate is the number of babies that are born for every 1,000 people. Death rate is the number of people that die for every 1,000 people. Immigration is the number of people who come to live in a country. Emigration is the number of people who have moved out of the country. Life expectancy is the average number of years that a person is expected to live. Fertility rate is the average number of children per woman between 15 and 49 years old. Population. These factors cause the population to increase or decrease. To understand how population changes, we need to know about natural increase and net migration. Natural increase is the difference between the total number of births and the total number of deaths. Net migration is the difference between the total number of immigrants and the total number of emigrants. An increase in the birth rate and an immigration both cause an increase in the population of a country. On the other hand, an increase in the death rate or an emigration can cause a decrease in the population. Population density tells us the number of people living in each square kilometer of an area. It is calculated by dividing the total population by the area in square kilometers. Population density. Total population divided by area kilometers squared. In a big city, many people live in flats and population density is high. In rural areas, people often live in houses and there are large open spaces, so the density is low. The average population in Spain is lower than in other European countries. Spain's population. The total population of Spain is about 46.7 million people. It can be divided into various groups, and we can represent them using graphs and charts which show the distribution of the population. Factors such as fertility rate, the birth and death rate, and the average life expectancy affect Spain's population. A population pyramid tells us about how the population is distributed by both age and gender. Its shape shows the changes in the population. In Spain today, the population pyramid is pear-shaped. We can see the largest group is 30 to 49-year-olds, and that there are fewer 0 to 20-year-olds now than there were in the past. This may cause problems in the future when there will be fewer working people paying taxes and many more retired people. Spain's population. In Spain, there are more females than males. Spain has an aging population because the birth rate has decreased and the life expectancy has increased. The active population is the people who work or are working for work. The unemployment rate shows the proportion of the active population that is actively looking for work. Spain's population. Spain's population has increased in the last 100 years, thanks to better nutrition and healthcare. Population growth was especially high from 2000 to 2010 due to immigration from other countries. It decreased during the economic crisis in 2008, but it has begun to grow again, and Spain now has positive net migration. Europe's population. Europe's total population is about 738 million people. The largest population within the EU is that of Germany, which has over 80 million inhabitants. The average population density of the EU is 117 people per kilometer squared. Countries which are in the center of the continent tend to be more densely populated. Europe has an aging population due to low fertility rates and birth rates and high life expectancy. There are many retired people and fewer people of working age than in the past. Immigration into the EU has had a big positive impact on the total population, and it enriches European culture. Andalusia's population. Andalusia is the second largest autonomous community in Spain, but it has the biggest population. With more than 8 million inhabitants, there are some factors that affect population in Andalusia, such as the life expectancy, that is 79.2 years for men and 84.4 years for women. Most of the population in Andalusia lives in the Depresión de Guadalquivir and along the coast. According to the census of 2011, the province with the highest population is Sevilla. The total population of Andalusia has grown due to the positive net migration. The number of immigrants is higher than the number of emigrants. Keeping safe. Every year, there are more cars, as well as more motorways and traffic. It is important to know about road safety to keep safe when you're on the street or using private or public transport. There are 10 basic rules to keep safe on the road. Number 1, know the colors. A red light means stop and a green means go. 2, stop, look, and cross. 3, listen and pay attention. 4, don't run across the road. 5, always use the pavement. 6, use pedestrian crossings. 7, never stick your arm or hand outside a vehicle. 8, always wear a helmet when cycling. 9, wear a seatbelt in a car or bus. 10, always get out onto the pavement. Keeping safe. Triangular signs with a red edge warn us about something. Circular signs with a red edge tell us that something is prohibited. This sign tells vehicles that they must stop. Circular signs with a red background tell us that there's something prohibited. Traffic lights give signals to pedestrians too. Red means stop and green means go.